everyone. Welcome to the Redevelopment Commission meeting for December. This is our regular meeting, right? Wow, a regular meeting. Like, wow, okay.
It's not on the regular date, though.
Right, but that's because of Christmas, right? I think? Okay. Will you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Can we do the roll call?
Mayor Bonta,
Here.
Commissioner Ambler,
Here.
Commissioner Jazwiak,
Here.
Commissioner Lack,
Present.
Commissioner Munt is absent, Commissioner Vasquez.
Here.
Did you guys have a chance to look at the minutes for 11/20/25? Were there any corrections, comments, or motions otherwise?
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's us to payment of claims. Did everyone have a chance to take a look at the claims? And any questions, comments?
I just saw a claim that was in payment for a horse and a and a slayer. What was that? Just curious.
I think that it's going to come up in Kelly's. Yeah, we didn't buy a horse. That would be amazing.
We're starting a Calvary.
Related to the park events and the park gift fund or the park gift part of the RDC. So when Kelly comes and presents some of the things they've used it for, that the horse will be, Kelly, that's the horse, right? Yes. Okay. If there was another horse, that would be interesting.
Horse.
I would ask the commissioners to please stop horsing around.
Motion to approve claims?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That gets reports. Mr. Bowditch, we start with you.
The only staff report I have today is to mention that on the agenda, there are 5 resolutions that are pledge resolutions for the residential housing development programs to pledge the tax increment towards the financial incentivization of the project. In addition to that, I will be going over the spending plan for fiscal year 2026 with you. And just one note, the workshop for after this meeting will be postponed and if possible rescheduled for the 30th of December, assuming that a special meeting will be scheduled for the purpose of approving or considering and approving year-end claims or any other matters coming before the commission.
Dan, when it comes to the pledge resolutions that are coming up later in the meeting, are we at the point where the tariff payments and other details are either secure, still coming, or still enforceable at this point?
So the pledge resolution is the first step in the bond obligation process. And so once we've pledged the tax increment from the Allocate Residential Housing Development Program residential allocation areas, this will allow for the issuance of the obligations and purchase by the developers. So this is the first step. And then the intent is to have this done by the end of January so that the tariff payments could be made by February 1st or at the latest March 1st.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. And we're, just so you know, Mayor, I apologize.
Oh, no, I just want to make sure that
So what we'll
the
be
cart before
doing,
the horse thing. Yeah.
once assuming approved, we'll be meeting with all the developers to ensure the time schedule with bond counsel and Cronin Associates on the issuance of the obligations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Any other questions? Don't see any old business. So we'll go to Kelly Smith, discussion for use of, did I miss something? Oh, Mr. Hannon, I'm sorry.
Hey, look who's walking in the door.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of, Randy Reeder's here. Are you guys both coming up, or?
You're up.
I will tell you, I think this is the most entertaining redevelopment commission in Indiana. I mean, we could probably, if we got some ads on these videos, we could bring in some revenue for the city with some of our little,
Yeah, lake compost, as we call it. Yeah. You want to start?
I'll give everyone an update on that. So this past year, we've had an incident at the compost site, which kind of like compromised the site with some water coming in. And we've reached out to IDEM with a concept plan, and we've asked them to review it. We just recently had a meeting with them, John Hannon and I, and they preliminarily approved that concept plan to handle that stormwater that's going onto our site. And we made some slight revisions. That's going to be finalized here. And then we'll submit those plans to IDEM and begin possible construction in probably about mid-March, depending on the weather. So, is that good?
And I think the only thing we want to tell the board is, we will, the plan is somewhat significant, so we don't know if the staff, we call them the Fab Five, our in-house construction department will want the project. We'll show it to them, show the plan to them. If they can do it in-house, we'll do it that way and save some money. If not, we'll be taking it out to bid through the normal process.
is there any action you need from the board at this time?
We don't need any action. It's strictly a status report.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we go to Kelly. Waiting for Sonia to tell me yes,
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I'm here to request use of the gift grant funds for the park. I did send an email back in October to explain the process, that with the rink expenditure, that there was a number of things that we weren't quite budgeted for, so I would ask the Commissioners' permission to just give me a little grace so that we could get these items purchased in advance and then bring them to you at this time. An inclusive list was sent to your email if you've been able to review it and look at it. There is the carriage rides in there. Some of the items that I had sent initially to Sonia that were not permissible, and I have since removed those. So if these items are approved, I would request your permission to use the funds to do so.
Dan, is this different from the usual, just an update on the gift funds? Is there a?
So what Kelly has done is submitted the invoices for reimbursement and payment and reimbursement or reimbursement of certain services or capital improvements that were made at the park system that were for the use of the grant funds that were provided to the park system. I did review the list and went through it with Sonia and identified those uses that were permissible or not permissible. And so the list that's before you are those uses that were deemed to be acceptable and usable for the grant funds.
Gotcha.
Predominantly the capital improvements or capital equipment expenditures, or any expenditures that led to quality of life and events of bringing people to the new ice rink facility on the north side, and to have availability for events or any opportunity for individuals to take advantage of that. Would that be
Yes.
an
Thank you,
appropriate
Dan.
overview?
Yes, no, I agree, yes, it was just, so basically, these invoices all been submitted to Sonia for payment, kind of did it in the rear, I guess, but at the rink, we're kind of learning in reverse, as I say, and the mayor, we've had discussions, about how do better things next year, but, yeah, that's correct, thank you.
And and if I may follow up, Mayor, the use of the funds for the sleigh and the horse-driven sleigh, I guess you could call it, at the ice facility is the use of funds for economic development for those individuals coming here that may not be using the ice rink or maybe taking a break, to show them a little bit more than just what they would see at the national park or in the lands that are available on the north side. So that's why it was deemed an appropriate expenditure of funds.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No different than putting banners on on Central Avenue or otherwise.
And what's the balance of the gift funds? Do you know?
So year-to-date, pending approval here, we've spent $73,356.61. The gift grant fund was $75,000. I can't readily do that math in my head at the moment,
No,
but we're
got it.
below.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So are these items on this list in addition to the 75,000?
No.
Okay.
That's included in that.
That was why I was asking, is there action being requested of the board?
No.
This is a regular update.
Yeah.
So basically, and in general, Commissioner, the commission has provided the authority of this grant loan fund money to the Parks Department, much like the police and fire. And Kelly is here to say, here's what we've submitted invoices for, if you've had any questions, so that it's up to the $75,000. So it's no different than Chief Candiano coming here and explaining what they've used the funds for. So there's no motion, no action, it's for
Okay.
your information.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you all.
That'll get us to Tom Cherry, consideration agreement with Core Portage LLC.
So if you remember, a few months past, before the Starbucks opened, the commission approved splitting the cost with Core Engineering for the moving of the electrical on that site, because we share some electric there. The original approval was for $11,665.50. Went over because we had to do some weekend work at the request of a local business. And so I'm just looking for approval for an additional $544.
Motion to approve, $540 additional.
Second.
We give a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That gets us to Mr. Bowditch, presentation of the fiscal year 2026 spending plan of the Redevelopment Commission pursuant to IC 36-714-12-7, which specifies that the commission is required to submit a spending plan for the upcoming year, FY 2026, to the Department of Local Government Finance by December 1st, 2025. Resolution 2520, discussion, revisions, and considerations for approval.
So on the screen you have before you, and as explained, by statute, the Redevelopment Commission is required to submit by December 1st, which we've done, a spending plan for fiscal year 2026. It is a precursor to your actual budget, which we will delve into on the 30th or a subsequent meeting that's scheduled, and provide that to the clerk treasurer. But again, this is a spending plan as a guide for how funds would be distributed to the commission. In this case, the revenues, as of December 1st, 2025, there was $1,289,160 in your, of revenues. The tax increment revenue second installment is estimated to be about $3.5 million. Your first installment is estimated to be about 4.9 or almost $5 million. Now, the difference between that is, in some instances, businesses pay their full taxes in their first payment, not the second payment. So obviously, the second payment's going to be a little bit less, which is why it jumps from 3.5 to 5 million. Under land disposals, assuming that land on the north side is disposed of pursuant to agreements that are had, we estimate that it's about $5 million. Potential grants of $100,000, donations, other revenues, and miscellaneous. It comes out to be about $14,917,160 of potential revenues in fiscal year 2026. So what we looked at then is how those monies are to be expended. What we went through is looked at all the debt service and obligations that are due in fiscal year 2026. That's about $4 million, $3,921,000. We identified, based upon how the DLGF classifies these, Payments to eligible entities for educational and training programs, that is the school's grant, educational grant, $250,000, which is similar to the amount last year. Section C, under capital expenditures for economic development plans or redevelopment plans and projects, that's estimated to be about $4 million, specific to any road improvements, any capital expenditures required. Grants and contributions to the local economic development organization, the Portage Economic Development Corporation, $60,000. Contributions to nonprofits, local nonprofit organizations, $50,000. We did not identify any grants or loans to enable low-income individuals or families to purchase or lease residential units, or grants to provide financial assistance to neighborhood development corporations. Since there are none, we're not aware of any neighborhood development corporations in the city of Portage. Other legally permitted grants or loans, expenses for police, fire, ambulatory, that is your annual grant of $75,000 to the police and fire. Professional expenses, that includes my expenses, legal, engineering, consulting, real estate, appraisal, a total of $150,000. Expenditures related to capital and operating expenses for police and fire, public safety services, $50,000, which is permissible. Expended, and I'll go down and just skip the zeros. Permissible reimbursement, training, expenses, put $25,000 in the event that a company relocating to the city within the district is requesting employee training expenses. Put something in there for them. And permissible reimbursable expenses to the city, $2.5 million. And that is specific to any capital improvement projects such as the community crossing dollars, asphalt road improvements, trail improvements that the city may anticipate constructing in the next year, reimbursing for those improvements within the allocation areas. And lastly, other anticipated qualified and eligible expenditures, a holder of $100,000. Total expenditures was $11,256,000, and as in the past, the intent of the spending plan was to have a reserve of between $3 to $5 million. In this case, it was $3,661,160 of potential surplus. This budget will then lead, this spending plan provides the numbers and the categories for us to put information into the budget. But I did want to go through it with you because this is attached to the resolution this evening. The resolution is basically for the purposes of memorializing the fact that you do have a spending plan. It has been presented to you, and you have approved it as submitted to the DLGF. If there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain those or answer those if I can.
I guess just similar question. Because it's submitted, there's no action required here. Is that correct?
Only to approve the resolution.
Oh, the
That's
resolution.
it.
Oh,
Just to approve the resolution.
gotcha.
And for your purposes, I believe I also broke down and you can see that the debt service that was actually due on the bonds outstanding, which was the $3.9 million. And then we did go through, and on page 4, which was provided to you, we did go through, similar to last year, miscellaneous projects, downtown Founders Square projects, Central Avenue West reconstruction projects, parking lot crack and sealing, downtown Liquid Road potential, and redevelopment district allocation area resurfacing projects. We did prioritize those by have 100%, meaning there's a high probability of it being completed in fiscal year '26, and as low as 0, that it wouldn't occur in '26. That all added up to about the $4 million of the amount. The total of all the projects was about $10 million, so it's about 40%. So we did go through a capital improvement planning process during this whole spending plan. So the action is request for approval of the resolution before you on the spending plan. believe it was Resolution 20, 2025-20?
It is 2025-20.
20, yes.
So the 4 million is an estimate of the projects
Yes.
that you, the expenditures?
Yes, that we
Okay.
anticipate spending. And again, that's why we also keep that surplus of between $3 to $5 million in case another project should occur or become available and ready. We have that ability in there. So as you can see, from the start of the year, as of December 1st, there was $1.3 million. Even though we anticipated last year, I believe it was 4.2 to 4.3 million in our spending plan, we spent more than that, but we had projects come up that needed to be built or constructed.
So when you're
Or
finished,
encumber those funds.
yeah, when you're finished with your review, it would be, you would move to adopt the resolution in front of you.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-20, the spending plan for 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. That'll get us, I believe, to 8.4, consideration resolution 2521, pledge resolution, Portage Redevelopment Commission, Bauer Farm.
So Mayor, if I may, under item 8.4, 8.5, 8.6, 8.7, and 8.8, if I can give an overview of each one of them, because they are all similar. In general, whenever the Redevelopment Commission provides for financial incentive of tax increment revenue, we pledge that tax increment revenue to a city's economic development revenue bond. And then it's actually a bond or an obligation of the city of Portage that is backed by payment from tax increment revenue. These resolutions for each one of the residential housing development programs, Bauer Farm, Sandy Trail, Providence at Farmington, River Trace, and Swanson Trails, is a resolution individually for each, basically stating that any tax increment revenue that is distributed, generated and distributed to the Redevelopment Commission is pledged towards the financial incentivization of these projects. Bond counsel and the municipal financial advisor then have the documentation for the payment of the principal and interest on those bonds that will be purchased or intended to be purchased by the developers individually. So they're all in the same, I would recommend approval. These have been approved and prepared by Tom Pittman of Barnes and Thornburg and submitted. I did review them. They're legally, I am not an attorney, full disclosure, but they are similar to any other pledge document resolution that I've seen in the past and would recommend approval. I would defer to council.
Yeah, to add to that, these are also parallel to similar resolutions that are working their way through the city council. I personally have also reviewed them and find no legal objection and recommend approval.
Right.
Is it possible, do you recommend still approving them individually by votes?
To protect the record, that would be preferable.
That sounds good. If anybody is so moved, of course, if there's other questions and things, you know.
Make a motion to pass resolution number 2025-21.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to pass resolution number 2025-22.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please, darn it, what's the word? Signify by saying aye. Sorry.
Aye.
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 Make a motion to pass resolution 2025-23.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please signify by saying aye. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Make a motion to pass resolution 2025-24.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-25.
Second.
That was a shakeup. make sure that the record is, reflecting the changes there. That's, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That we have 8.9, discussion, Bill Rathjen, real estate matters, and 2026 consulting agreement.
And before Bill starts, thank you very much to the commissioners. As I stated earlier, the next step is meeting with each one of the individual developers. We will have a project development and economic development agreement with each one of the developers, with the Redevelopment Commission and the city's Economic Development Commission, including the city of Portage. So we'll get those wrapped up, and with the intention of having this closed by the end of January, so that payments can be made February 1st to between March 1st. So
And
thank you
on-
very much.
Yeah, and on January 6th, that is where the city council will pass the ordinances related to these on the second reading and public hearing.
Right. So thank you very much.
My turn?
Yep, and thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
First off, Merry Christmas to all the commissioners, mayor, everybody. I have two issues for you tonight, one that's on the agenda. First one, and probably a really important issue, is the consulting agreement for Macaulay Bennett for 2026. It is the same agreement that we've had for 25 and 26. No changes in the language, no changes in the cost. We kept it the same. I have submitted it to Attorney McClure, I believe.
Yeah, I am filling in for Attorney McClure tonight. I had an opportunity to review the consulting agreement, and I find that it is very similar to the past years. There is no legal objection to voting on this tonight.
Then I would ask the board for a motion to authorize execution of the agreement for 2026.
Motion to authorize.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second issue is one that came up actually yesterday. I've been in corresponding back and forth with Dan and Attorney McClure. Out at Marina Shores, the operator at Marina Shores are going to do some more dredging on their slips where they come in. They've left the dredging machine that they, if you remember, where they did some last year before we purchased the land. Then we had it tested, everything was good. We purchased the land. Now they want to do some more dredging because of some lake level changes. They've asked for permission to put that sand on the land that we now own. So we will need to do some drafting of some agreements. Attorney McClure will, I'm assuming he's going to handle it. Excuse me. But everything else, the operation was fine with us last time, but we want to make sure we're covered with the draft agreement and an insurance certificate from the operator of the barge. So conditional upon those things, we would like to get the board approval because it is going to happen as soon as they can get in there weather-wise. Need the board approval to authorize that to be done and for the mayor to sign once legal has completed the draft of the agreement.
So moved.
Second.
So we've got a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Dan, did you want me to?
If I had asked Bill before the meeting if he can give an update on the Portage Mall parking progress.
Oh, yeah, that's actually really a good time to bring that up.
Okay. If you remember the process that we went through, it was a three-step process. First, we had to get the letter of intent signed by all 11 landowners, or 11 parcel owners. And then we would go to step 2, which is to get the title work. That is where we're at right now. We do have all 11 agreed and signed the LOIs and their offers. So we've ordered the title work. We have received, as of today, we've received 10 of the 11 title reports back. So once we have the 11th, we will identify the lien holders, and then we'll begin conversations with the landowners and the lien owners, lien holders. That's, you can say that a couple times and you'll get it mixed up. So that's where we're at with it. Everything right now is moving fairly well. So, any questions?
And for the commission members, this is the first domino in a number of land development, economic development dominoes that are falling. So we've just, by Bill giving the report this afternoon, it has pushed that first domino over so that the Portage Mall downtown has the future that we want to build upon that downtown with an appropriate Main Street, road, boulevard access, pedestrian access to it, along with other development on the west side of the downtown area, promenade area.
I guess I just got to take a moment to commend this board, all the business owners, property owners in the mall, and all the discussion that went. Definitely Bill, definitely Attorney McClure, Dan, and just everybody who's been involved in this process, because as you say, it's the first domino. But this board consistently works on doing things that seem impossible, that people say are impossible, that the history, tells you is going to be a challenge, and it is. But to put it simply, I think there was a time a year ago where we didn't know if we would get to this domino. And I think it's a really strong testament to the confidence that people have in our city, people have in our mall, and quite frankly, how much we all understood that this was worth it to get to this point. So I'm excited for the next domino and excited for us to continue the process of having a true, whatever the word true means, but somehow we all know it, a true downtown in our city.
Very true. The tough part's done.
Yes.
The tough part was step one, to be honest with you. The rest of it's a process that we have to go through.
At some point, we need to figure out diagonal versus parallel parking, but we'll get.
Not my job.
Right, but we'll be okay. We'll get through that.
We'll talk about those philosophies.
So you
Thank you
mentioned
again.
the
Sorry.
3 steps. The first one being the 11 parcel owners, and then the title work. What would be the third?
The third is the actual getting the engineering that the mayor just referenced and getting all the property owners to agree. So then we would go to a full purchase agreement. That's one of the contingencies in the LOI that we promised them, that we would do the engineering and then everyone would sit down and work out the opinions or the differences in the engineering so that all 11 parcel owners agree. Once they agree, then we'll do a full purchase order for the property.
It's still a team effort across the board to make sure that this is done in such a way. But I do think it's really good that we are, whenever you're doing sort of development like this, there's stages where you got to kind of work steadily. You don't get to kind of show off all the nuts and bolts of how it goes. And then there's like the really big public portion. I think that showing that we've got this domino completed is a really appropriate step for transparency, that, we've done some work and now we're at this point. Next point is getting to the engineering and the final agreement on what the road will look like.
Right, and the budget for the construction. That would be the next step for this board.
Say it's a true redevelopment project.
Yes,
When people say
100%.
things like, oh, when people criticize or when people question redevelopment commissions and they say, well, what's the definition of redevelopment? This is a redevelopment project, taking land that has been complicated with issues. There's everything from the engineering issues to water to property ownership, and getting it redesigned and refixed in a way that actually creates a space like what we're going for. That's true redevelopment, and just very proud of it.
And engineering has already been initiated for the design of the right-of-way in front of the existing Portage Mall to allow for a mirroring of commercial, mixed-use, retail development on the east side. And then it's a whole separate concepting plan. But it opens up acreage that will be multi-millions of dollars of investment. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Is it somewhat safe to say the first road in a downtown is the hardest?
When you're dealing with 11 property owners, yes. Yes. So,
All right. That'll get us to discussion 2026 meeting dates.
quick discussion, Mayor. The current meetings are the fourth Thursday of, yes, bless you, the fourth Thursday of every month at 4:30 PM. It is the last meeting in December, so between Sonia and I, we wanted to make sure that everybody on the commission, all the commissioners, and the school's representative were still available for that date. If it should be changed, we'd have to get the appropriate notice out to the newspapers of general circulation, meaning the Times or the Tribune. And, but It appears that the fourth Thursday of each month is acceptable. If it's not, please, does that work for everybody? That's really what the discussion is. I'm seeing a number of
Works for me.
noddings, works for everybody. And included in that, what we'll do is, I'll work with Sonia to get the notice to the papers at the meeting with the dates, as well as far as workshops, we'll schedule those every third month. So after the regular meeting for 45 minutes to an hour, the month of March meeting, June, September, and optional for November/December, depending on schedules or necessity for that meeting. That would be a good opportunity for the spending plan to be prepared in advance and have a discussion as we've done in the past, so we'll leave that one as an optional if necessary. So we'll get the dates for those and get everything scheduled, get that over to the paper, and that way we're all ready to go. We're on the record, so thank you very much. We just wanted to check to make sure.
All right. If that gets us to consideration for request for special meeting Tuesday, December 30th. I know some of you guys are thinking another special meeting, but don't worry, I don't mind. I'm here all day.
Oh, okay.
But December 30th at 4:30 p.m. for the purpose of approving fiscal year 2025 claims and to close the year for the clerk treasurer's office.
As well as any other matters that may come before the commission. We don't anticipate any at this time, but for the purpose of working with Sonia and Virginia in the clerk treasurer's office to contact any consultants, engineers, as well as any contractors to submit their final invoices, if possible, for time through December 30th or the 29th, so that we can get our books closed as quickly as possible for. And I don't anticipate this to be a long meeting. It would be for claims or any other items that would be identified. Like I said, I have no identified items at this time.
I have a question.
Yes.
The school grant for our Portage Township schools, was that reimbursement already taken care of?
I do not believe it was taken care of yet. So if that's something you want to get submitted, I would say get that submitted. Yes.
Thank you.
We will contact you on that and the schools. Yeah. So that's the main purpose of that meeting, to make sure if there's anything outstanding, we can close that out.
So unless there's anything truly like amazing, incredible that happens, we have to approve before the end of the year.
Yes.
It should basically just be an agenda of call to order, pledge, roll call, maybe minutes, and then payment of claims.
I don't even believe the minutes are on there because it's a special meeting.
Okay.
So it's claims, and if there's a major national sports, professional sports that wants to discuss with us, we'll add that to the agenda.
I can't imagine that'd be that fast.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. 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 Any other? Do we need to motion on that, or is it just more of like a we schedule it kind of thing?
I don't think we need
Well, it's on the agenda for consideration, so yes, it would be a
motion.
yeah, a motion and a second to set a special session.
I'll make a motion to set a special session for end-of-year stuff on Tuesday, December 30th at 4:30 p.m.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other matters to come before, or do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion
Just like to
adjourn.
wish everyone happy holidays.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. But we also, and I'm sorry, we also have our fire chief.
Sorry, I kind of snuck up here. I was stealthy. Over the past, I think, month or so, Sonia and I have been going back and forth with invoices. I wasn't sure if there was anything that was outstanding. It's comforting to know that there's going to be another meeting in the event that there is anything outstanding. But also, we do have an unused amount, roughly $3,400 to $3,500 from 2025. I'm just asking for the board's consideration to move or roll that into 2026. We do have a project that is currently underway, but the company will not invoice us until the work is done, and the work will not be done prior to the next, it won't even be done prior to the 30th. They anticipate it will be after the first of the year when the work is completed. It's a small amount, but I'm just asking for that consideration.
For which what project? is it
I
for?
haven't submitted an invoice for it yet.
What's
It is
the
for a
investment?
posi check for our SCBA masts that the machine that we own has to be calibrated.
Okay.
It has not been calibrated in several years. We
Okay.
received the information about the calibration.
My recommendation to the commissioners would be to entertain a motion to approve the funds in the amount of $3,500 from the grant to be encumbered towards the Positran,
Posi check.
Posicheck
Yeah.
project, so that those funds can be used in addition to the $75,000 next year.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you all very
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wilma, I wanted to give you another, chance if you want to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays again, just because I apologize that I saw the chief coming and stopped you.
So many events going on in our city that I'm proud of. You know, we have our schools providing holiday music and entertainment. We have the new ice skating ring and the lighting of the Christmas tree. All of that signifies all the how the community gets together and has a really good time. And this is a time for sharing and having fun. And so I'm really proud of our city and all the efforts that come with all that work, all those planning events. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other matters, or is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you all, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year.